Good morning, boss. How you doing?
Doing well. I'm doing well. Let's get that off there. How about you?
Great. Another day, another dollar.
I like to hear.
So, let me know when you're buying a Top Golf and
Dude, I literally looked the other day. I was like, it said like the average is like 18 million. I was like, fuck man. Not for 18 million. Kiss my ass.
yeah, probably not the smartest when real estate is as expensive as it is right now.
Well, not even that. I was just like, if I had 18, like, I mean, you could raise me. Like, if I was gonna go get 18 million, I would just buy like a super like nice apartment complex down in like Florida somewhere and just like make cash. Like, I mean, that's gonna cash flow way more than fucking Top Golf.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I don't know why. I guess it makes sense. I was thinking like, maybe 3 or 5 or something. But I mean, they're pretty big, so I'm sure that they probably play for most of the places they get. Just the land itself is probably a couple million. But
yeah. I mean, you wouldn't have to do the 18 mil up front, right? You could.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's just like, because obviously, like, no, it's not like when I say like fuck. No, I'm not saying like, oh, it's really like the cash. Like, no, I mean, you'd be your down payment. You could, get the.
You just don't think it would. You don't think it would cash flow as much as like real estate would.
Yeah, I mean, because basically, I'm sure it is a real, somewhat real. But I'm just like, if we were really gonna pull that, I'd be like, and you were like, dude, let's buy a Top Golf. I'm like, well, we have $18 million. Why don't we go buy something that's like also gonna be here in 150 years?
Yeah. Yeah, it would have to be cash flowing like double what a apartment complex would.
Right, and I just know it wouldn't. And then like with the pandemic, it's like nobody's gonna shut down my apartment complex, but somebody can shut down a fucking Top Golf. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So I wouldn't say never. It would just be something that like maybe after I had like some big real estate cash.
Yeah, that would be like for fun, like
right,
where you take the homies to just fuck around.
Yeah, like I could probably get the same privileges by not doing it myself, find someone else that's doing it, just like throw in some money. Like, here's like 200K and like just be able to go there for no reason. Like, oh yeah, I own this shit because technically I do, but
Exactly. That's true.
You're definitely gonna have to go sometime though.
Yes, yeah, please. My girl is like Tay, she's
tiger with it.
She's young tiger. She's a female tiger.
I may have to push her off the motherfucking edge if she get out there embarrassing me. That's what that net is for.
Just the urge every time. She grew up playing, and so like she's good. I can barely hit the damn ball.
Oh, I know she came from in a good area then.
That's right. Yeah.
She playing golf from coming up young. Oh yeah, she came up well.
She did. I told her the same thing. She's like, "What?
No golf in the hood."
She's like, "What? You know golf where you grew up?" No. No. The only clubs that I ever saw were these like old wooden. My mom had like one wooden golf club like in the basement that she was like, that was like her weapon of choice if she was in the basement and somebody broke in. That was what the fucking golf club was for.
I love it, dude. That's actually probably the best weapon choice because like a baseball bat, yeah, you got to come into some close contact with baseball, but a golf club, you hit motherfuckers from pretty far.
Yeah, that's so funny. I just remember in the fucking corner of the basement, there was a wooden club. I think there might have been two. That's like wooden drivers that was just sitting there. Probably like hand-me-downs from like, I don't know, from someone.
Nah, Mama Hickman picked that up at the garage store.
That's
garage sale.
That's probably what it was.
She was like, oh yeah, that right there. That's what I needed for motherfucker want to act funny and come to the house.
You got it for 50 cents. at the neighbor's garage sale.
I love it.
And her thought the whole time was, this is the weapon for when my ass is doing laundry in the basement and somebody want to fuck around and come break in the crib. I got this ready to go.
That's funny.
That is hilarious. Yeah. That's so. With that said, I can barely hit the damn ball. I try to get coaching. Like, she tries to help me out, and I try to do it. And it's even like I can't even figure out how to like the club the end of it. I don't know how to face it a certain way, because I end up just like shanking it like over here and then over here, and I'm like, I did everything you said,
bro.
You know what I mean? It's just it's so much finesse. It's just like,
when I first went, dude tried to show me some shit. I'm like, look, I don't whatever you talking about.
You see this?
I know. No, I'm like, look, and he was black too. I'm like,
he was.
I know this is the right way, but I ain't finna fucking do it that way, because it ain't gonna work for me. All right, like, I tried what you did. I seen where the ball went. Now let me do my
right
shit.
way.
And so now I hit the ball. I don't know. It goes anywhere. Debate. What happens is, first 5 shots.
It's just fun.
And then after the 5 shots, I see the pattern, right?
Yeah.
And so then I adjust. So like, one of the things that'll happen sometimes, like yesterday we were pretty much dead in the center. And so as I hit, the ball will like curve on me and go to the right. Well, that's no good. So what I actually do is I turn my body enough degrees so I look like a dumbass. Like, the ball's over here, but I'm like this, and I hit, and that motherfucker goes straight now. And now I score points. So you know how you got that wide stance? If you got apart? No, I'm staggered like this.
And your ass is facing like out of bounds.
And I hit like 6 of them to the black, all the way to the back. You know that 200.
What? I think I've hit 1 back there.
That's all I do. I just like, it takes me like first, few shots to get used to it. I'm like, hey, this is what my body's doing. I was
gonna say, you hit a couple warm-ups just to see, like, all right, where we shanking it today? All right, let me adjust the shank, and then
I just go ham after
black,
that.
all in the black.
Probably looking like a damn fool, but hey, if you could fix it. Nah. Hey, did you see it go to the black? That's all I tell him. Did you see it?
See it go to the black.
Job well done, then. Because you're right, it's not the same as hitting a baseball.
It's like hitting a baseball is like, because I was good at baseball. Like, I played a couple years. I played freshman year of high school, and then all before that. I think I started when I was like 4. And I always, I've had people that I played in fucking my freshman year when I played.
Mm-hmm.
They said the people I played with were like, the coach was like a former college coach and shit, and he was trying to get me to play like at the next level, like at college, and I was just like, I can't. It's so boring.
Yeah.
So boring to play baseball. But yeah, like, I was good at that, and I could always hit really well, and I pitched and was left-handed, and that helped a lot. But yeah, so I thought, like, okay, I can hit a baseball well. You just like fucking line her up and smash it.
Mm-hmm.
And nah, it's like, it's 10 times the finesse of baseball.
I was gonna say, that's the other thing, is that a lot of like athletes were coming in, and I started like that. I still hit like that sometimes, but I kind of got a feel for it now. We'll try to hit the ball as hard as you can, and that's not what, like, I seen a dude. That's the other thing, me, I'm a visual learner. So when I started going, we would go during the day, and they'd be like these old fucking men, and I see this dude like,
really, I love it,
and then like go like
smash.
Like, what in the world? I'm like, all right, so I'm fucking something up, because I'm over here like,
yeah.
Like,
I'm flexed, tense, and everything. Just
literally, bro. Like, when I miss, like, my back is just like, I'm like, I missed the ball. Damn. Oh, because I'd be putting so much force into it. But yeah, you're right. It's super finesse. It's major prop. It's definitely a skill. I will go to bat and definitely say it's not a sport. It is a skill. And to me, like, I don't think one's greater than the other. I think it's it's a skill that is, if you master it, you're obviously, like Tiger. I mean, that's impressive, but I don't think you're.
Yeah. It just doesn't. I think the reason it's not a sport is because it's like there's not athletic ability required.
Right. It doesn't require athleticism.
It's like maybe fine motor skills and like finesse.
When you could be first of all, I can tell you it ain't a sport when like the average age of everybody's fucking playing is like 70. Okay, like stop it. Like then you got other sports and dudes are like, hey, I'm 35. It's time to get out the game.
Time to get out the game. You got Tony Romo. He's retiring from a sport to play golf.
Right. But yeah, I think it's a huge skill. Let's say like NASCAR. And
that's not a like shot. It's not like.
No, I think it's an amazing skill. Or not an amazing. I think it's very impressive. People who master that skill. I think people who master anything is powerful. But yeah, it ain't a sport because you don't require athleticism. Like if everybody's fucking 70 and playing it, you ain't got a sport going on.
Yeah, if you got dudes like John Daly.
Mm-hmm.
Sipping a whiskey and smoking a cigar for 18 holes. Probably not. And also 300 pounds. Like probably not exactly athletic.
Right. No, I'm like, come on now, guys. We're not gonna say it's a sport, but
I remember I died on that hill on many occasions, but back in the day I used to fight with people over.
Dude, I don't know why everyone's like thing is like everything's got to be a sport. I'm like, no, some things just aren't sports. It's not, like I said, there's no shot to it. Like, first of all, like, and it doesn't have to do with how extreme it is. Like, MMA is not a fucking sport. That's fucking for crazy people, right? And it's fucking entertaining as fuck. But like, that's barbaric time still. Like, that's just like straight up gladiator badassery stuff. It's like a step so far above of sports. Like, just come in and be like, gonna beat the shit out you.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, damn, that ain't no sport. You got a wire loose up here, bro. I don't know how y'all was raised. I'm like, I told him, I'm like, no, I couldn't like be it because like I only see red. Like I've been in, not tons of fights, but like when you get in a fight, there's only like, it's protect yourself at all costs. And like, you're trying to literally survive. It's literally like survival instinct, like that I'm trying to do here. I ain't got time to be like all that. No, I'm like bite your ear. Everything is on go if we're in a fight. Like I don't know. Like I have to win. What do you mean? And I'm a small dude. Like what are you talking? Like I would just be like, he'd like hit me. That's the other thing. If I get hit in the face, it's over for dude. So like I like whatever needs to happen, knees in the net. Like I don't care. I would just be disqualified all the time because like you hit me. So.
I went and watched the fights this past weekend, and there was a dude that like just straight kneed a dude in the face.
Oh.
He was on his knee. It was an illegal knee.
Mm-hmm.
He got disqualified, but they were kind of going at it for, I think it was 2 rounds. It was a title fight, so it was 5 rounds. And dude, I think he tried to take him down and he messed up. And so the one dude stood up and the other dude was on his knees, and he kind of like lifted his head up and while he was on his knees, and the dude who was standing up was just like, "Go!" and just hit him with like kind of like grabbed his head too, and it was like, "You're done."
See, like,
you're not, I don't know the rules, but apparently you're not allowed to knee a guy like that. So
that man deserves to be Jesus, like on the right hand of Jesus. Because if you do that to me, even if I get knocked out, when I wake up,
homie did lay. He was like, Duke. and he said,
right, like,
and then finally got up and he was like, "Where is he at?" He
I
said,
have no choice.
"Even if you knock me out, when I wake up,
yeah, I have to shoot you. Like, I have no choice. Like, what do you mean? Because you've shown me that I can't whoop your ass anymore. So now you just have to die. Like, and like, how you gonna have a family? Like, what I look like having my son be like, oh, there's daddy. Like, nah, I can't let my son just see me get knocked out left and right. Like,
just shoot his ass in the kneecap.
Like, isn't that the guy that? Nah, I ain't have my son walking around like, isn't that the guy that knocked you out, daddy? Nah, no, that guy's dead because I shot him.
That is dead. Oh my god.
It's for crazy.
Your son like, oh, okay, all right, got it.
Right.
That's the motto.
Imagine that. Imagine you have a little Owen. He watching on TV, see you get your ass knocked out. What you supposed to go home and tell him? Sometimes, son, that just happened. Like, nah. I have to kill you.
That's tough, man. Right now, in my current headspace, I would say I'd be like, it happens. But I feel like if I were to actually have a son, especially a son, like,
right,
even for a daughter, but especially for a son, I feel like I would change on that. But I don't know, like.
It's just so because like what like I don't
know that I could just never see myself in a situation like that.
Yeah,
where I'm getting knocked out.
Well, it's bound to happen. If you in MMA, somebody go fucking catch you.
Yeah.
Legal, illegal.
Yeah, I can do it. I'd fight like Khabib, and then I would never get knocked out. I'll just lean on you and like crawl on your ass like a snake. And then I never get got. That's probably what he probably got a kid, and I guarantee in his Russian culture or whatever it is, Kazakhstan or whatever, you don't get knocked out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, like first of all, when you have a son, every kid thinks their dad is like a super, like is indestructible. So first of all, if I see my dad getting fucking knocked out, your world is immediately shattered. Like, how am I supposed to go to the grocery store with you now and feel safe, knowing that your ass can just get knocked out? Like,
yeah.
Like, don't worry, son. If the monster comes, will protect you. No, I saw a man knock you out. What you mean the
monster gonna fuck your ass up?
Like, what are you supposed to teach him about? Like, he's gonna want to like go to school and like beat kids' ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like I don't know. Like, it
would set off a whole sequence of horrible events.
He gonna grow up kissing like, yeah, say your dad get knocked out, like.
Yeah, because it's on YouTube and everything.
Oh God.
Twitter. Wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I hope to never be in that sort of situation. I was talking to my girl about kids, and she was saying that, and you can attest to this with your firsthand experience, but she was saying that apparently this is a thing that I once I said it and once I thought it through, I'm like, oh, of course. But I didn't realize that a woman will shit herself pushing out.
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
Oh, it's not 100%. So she presented it to me like I'm shitting. And I was like,
well, so it's not 100%. There's a couple things that go into it, right? First of all,
maybe you just cleanse yourself and.
Well, yeah, I would say. Well, so
don't have
obviously when usually too. So a couple things happen. First of all, when they're actually down there pushing, and you can imagine just like pushing a human, like there's no like obviously we know like this hole and this hole are separated by like this much. So like the muscle down there is just like pushing, right?
Yeah.
But then most women have at least an epidural, which is going to numb down there. So like they can kind of feel, but you can't. So then then you really have no control. Like you're just like they're saying push, and in your head you're telling push, but you can't necessarily feel yourself push, right?
Yeah.
And so
did your girl do an epidural?
She did get an epidural, but we ended up having a C-section because
Oh,
my
really?
son wouldn't let go of the umbilical cord. He was
Bastard.
squeezing it, and so
Absolute bastard.
his like heart rate and stuff kept dropping, and so we had to take him out that way.
Well, he'll be a dog at wide receiver in a few years.
So that's like part of it, is that you can't really like control it in there. But then also, so if your large intestines is full, and I mean that's obviously like the universal symbol for your body to like. So yeah, it like I said, it's not necessarily 100%. It depends on if if the large intestines and the bowel like is full in general. But yeah, that can happen, absolutely.
Damn. But
and
so
it's pretty common too, because it's not like you time like, okay, we're gonna go. I need to go. Let me
fast.
Yeah, like
48 hours.
Right.
Dude, what is in my eye? I'm sorry. I'm just like,
I hate when that happens.
I feel like I've got
funny. Like I guess like so we didn't really go through that. We went in, my son went over his due date. So then they tried to induce her, and when they gave her the stuff to induce her, my son didn't like that at all. And so they weren't sure what was happening. At the time, he didn't know what was happening, so it was kind of concerned.
Yeah.
But once we actually had him, he just would squeeze his because when they induce you, they'll give you something to force contractions, and obviously the baby can feel that. It's to kind of push the baby down. So every time he would feel that, he would squeeze on his umbilical cord, which obviously is like his oxygen and everything.
And everything giving him life.
So every time that would happen, like nurses just like rush in because of things like beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
And so they just were like, well,
damn.
Take him, but
fascinating.
Yeah. Which having
a baby is so crazy. Like the whole, I don't know why. We were talking about it yesterday, and I was just thinking about the whole process, and I'm like, there's so many kids that need like adopted. Like, I don't know but I also want my own seed,
Right.
But it's like, it's such a like unbelievable experience. Like, I feel like I need to do it, but at the same time, like so much of my life has been kind of like, like I haven't really, I'm not really that tight with my family. Right. So my family to me is like my friends. And so I don't have that like deep desire. I mean, I do have a deep desire to like have my own seed, but like, I feel like I could create something similar or close to that with like if I adopted.
Yeah, no, I think you definitely can. I mean, it's definitely something that I've thought about too, like just because of the impact you can make on people. And I know people have done that and with several kids, but they still like they're obviously, because there's literally a biological like chemical bond that you like, it's not the same, like it is different.
That's what I mean. It's got to be some like metaphysical level,
right? That thing literally came from you, like
I came and there it came.
Right. But yeah, it is a cool experience. I don't know, I think women, one of the things that definitely gave me appreciation for is just even more so the just women in general and the things that their body can do. I would take a C-section 10 out of 10 times. I don't
10 out of 10.
My wife wants to like on our next one, push it out, and I'm like, that doesn't sound appealing to me at all. Like,
is it like, so like, let's say you have another one and when they do the C-section again, do you know if they would cut her the same place that they did?
Yeah. So, because my wife
scars up her stomach.
Yeah, so because my wife didn't have a C-section because of like any high risk issues, she can do what's called a VBAC. So she can go from a C-section to vaginal. She should be able to. But yes, if she was to get a C-section again, they should cut right across that scar.
Got it.
And the incision, I mean, I guess she probably feels like it's big, but I mean, it's relatively small for them to be yanking a motherfucking baby out there. I was in the room like, oh, hey, I'm gonna be yanking on my kid like that, motherfucker. Yes, out. Yeah. I'm like, God.
Did you cut the umbilical cord?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah. It was wild, man. And like,
y'all ate it too, right? Or whatever. The placenta. Y'all ate that?
Did they turn it into a pill for her?
No, you're lying. Don't act like this is serious. You did for real?
No, I can't remember if they did it for her or not. She may have. Yeah, I think they turned it into a pill, and she.
Is it better for her to take, or like?
We don't need it. We don't take it. It's for the.
Okay.
Because it's like full of the umbilical cord's like what gives nutrients all the time. So it has like all these nutrients left in it, and so they'll like and put it into like a.
Is that did we do that like thousands of years ago? Is that a thing?
That's a good question. I don't know if we would have had. I don't know. Yeah, the research should know.
So like, wow, holy shit. So is that like, has she recovered? I know it's been a while, but like, is she in fighting shape right now?
Yeah. So obviously she, before we were training, and I didn't. She worked out the whole pregnancy. I had her work out. I mean, we modified workouts, but and stuff. So she bounced back, and 2 weeks after I had her working out again and stuff. She's golf on the way now to do some photo shoot or something. So yeah, she's looking good, and doing well. She still has like a little bit of the scar, but yeah.
Oh, like the scars, it's going away.
Yeah, it's like faded. Like she'll probably always have like the.
Yeah, you can see like a little line, but
yeah, exactly. But it's like it's not like
super
or whatever anymore.
Yeah. Got you.
So
very cool.
Yeah, man, it is an amazing experience. And like I said, the craziest thing too, I think, for a guy is like, even though when you're expecting a baby and you can be excited, it's a whole nother level when the baby's actually there, because like you're not carrying the baby, right? So you don't feel all this, like, she can literally feel it growing inside her and have all these emotions and stuff, and which is cool. But it's like, until he gets here, I don't really got him. And so it was just the coolest thing, when I actually got to hold him. And
I feel that. Well, let me say this too. This is another thing for me is like, I'm scared that I'm gonna be like Sparta, and if there's like something up, then like he's gone. You know what I mean? And I'm scared of that, because I'm like, I don't know what my problem is. I don't know if I'm just like too judgmental or what, but like.
No, dude, I think that's actually more common than you think. I think if you ask most people,
oh really,
they have that feeling, especially before. And what happens, during, right? Those things happen, and it really does. Like I said, it will. I mean, you'll get that information from your doctor throughout as well, but as for most people, even when they had those thoughts and feelings, when you go into it, if it's like, is this going to, are they able to experience life at all? And as long as that, then it's a piece of you, right? It's like, well, I don't want to fucking. It's like, damn, And so most people do go through it. We had a couple. I technically could have like 4 kids now, but because we've had 3 miscarriages. So that. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think that's uncommon. I think that's a common, and I think it's actually out of love, right? It's a thought out of love of just like, that kid not being able to experience life at the full. It's just like, why would I've been able to experience life in its fullness, and so that is so hard. And I think it is a fear for all couples expecting a baby.
Yeah, I'm over here looking like Jesus Christ incarnate right now.
He's shining in on you, ain't he?
But yeah, like I think that's something that I've thought a lot about, is like, I don't want to. I would hate to, and I mean, look at me, I'm an absolute specimen. So it's a unlikely, but if it were to happen, that would be something that I would like. And like there's plenty of people that there we go. There's plenty of people with disabilities and people that have whatever that can experience life to its fullest regardless. So like that's obviously true, but I don't know. I would just it would suck to poor guy comes out with one leg or something like that. It's like
and those cases are extremely rare. Most like what you just gave an example of is like a true physical disability. That's something you guys would probably see, but a lot of like the actual mental you're not in the clear. That like they'll come out and you won't know, right? It's like within the first even 4 years of the kid's life where you they're still vulnerable and you figure that out if they have some issues or not.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean that's like the risk you take, right?
Yes. And contrary to what a lot of people believe too, there's nothing you can do. Like a lot of times women will take it hard and think, is it something I did? Or, and there's usually it's not, it's a very complicated sequence, whether we realize it or not, that actually takes place when, and the slightest thing missing or off, like was it the last miscarriage we had? So we've had 2 miscarriages, but then my wife actually had to technically get an abortion, and so we named that baby Angel, and that one had to abort because it basically wasn't going to be a human baby. So I forget what it's called, but it's like a 1 in a million billion chance almost that it happens, really? Where 2 sperm impregnated 1 egg.
1 egg.
Right. And so the issue with that is obviously to make a baby, you need it's 23 from mom and 23 from dad, right? Yeah. So you get 46 or whatever. Well, technically that embryo had 46 from dad and 20. So it literally Whoa. Which in the soup literally doesn't come out to be a human thing. So it was it was living. It was a living thing. We went and saw the heartbeat, it was growing, and then it just died. It didn't have a heartbeat when we went in because it can't build into what it needs to get. You know what I'm saying? So during that process, something missing or being added, can really mess things up. It's there's nothing you can do about it. It's just
damn, that is nuts. Wait, so it's not it wouldn't if it were to come to whatever, if y'all let it go, what?
Yeah, it literally couldn't. So so it
just eventually dies.
Yeah, you literally, and the woman's body, the pregnancy terminates itself. It's just this is not a actual thing. And so I said, it was a living actual thing and had a heartbeat up until about 13 weeks, 12 or 13 weeks when we went in for that. They couldn't find the heartbeat anymore, and it's because it died, and it's because again, it's it would be saying, hey, you need 1 cup of flour and 1 cup of sugar to make, I don't know, let's say a heart. Well, giving me 4 cups of flour and sugar that, it's just not the same thing, right? So it's it literally can't grow into what it needs to, and so it dies. And then when that happens, her body will start to
reject it or whatever. Damn, wow, heavy on the baby talk today, dude. I love it.
The human body is amazing though, because we have these procedures now, but literally what would happen in the old time, and it still happens, is your white blood cells will attack the embryo when it's not a viable pregnancy anymore. It will see it as
a
foreign object, that needs to be in, and just take care of it over time.
Wow, that's dope. Yeah, I mean the human body is endlessly amazing. I feel it's almost more amazing in women.
Oh, for sure.
To be able to grow a fucking human
right
inside your body, dude.
Right. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So do you guys, you said that you're planning on having another kid. Do you have a timeline for that?
Yeah, no, I mean we don't. I know some people do. We never tried or anything like that. I just lay it down and what
Busted
happens,
nuts.
you know. So yeah, I mean, like we had talked about before. We'd love to have like 3 or so kids. Um,
Solid.
but whenever that happens, it's just when it happens.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that. Solid. Changing subjects a bit, switching gears. Um, talk to me about your mentorship. How's that going? What's going on?
Um,
What can you
so
share?
good. We have what is it? The 22nd is like our first, like we have like a mastermind event or something coming up. I think that's the 22nd of this month. That'll be in Florida. So that's when that things kind of kick off. And then um this week, is I think is the first week since I've joined that there will be
Real quick,
yeah.
when are you just gonna move to Florida?
I'm hoping by fall.
Okay.
This fall is when we'll be able,
Should I just move to Florida then,
we
or should I go to Texas?
fuck Texas.
Fuck Texas.
They literally just like whole state got shut down because of a little snap. Like
It's true. I'm not gonna lie. When that happened, I was like, Florida looking nice.
like people's houses like caved because
I
like
know. I can't. How
you
does
don't know
the
how to build
whole?
houses over there?
Yeah. What? How? What? What do
They
you
made
build it
it up.
on? You built it out of cardboard?
Literally.
Can't believe it.
I'm like, bro, what is like? They're like, yeah,
Mud,
our pipes burst.
mud and wood and shit.
I was so confused. I'm like, I mean, I know in certain states like Florida, they actually have their houses are stronger
Yeah.
than the house here because of like sea level and stuff. But I didn't, so I thought, there was like a universal, at least in America, like standard for building a house, and then you could go like higher. But I guess Texas was just like, no, we're gonna go lower than universal.
I think it's a state by state thing. I don't think it's federally.
Yeah, I get, which makes sense. It's just like I'm like, they're like, yeah, our pipes burst. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's like 40 times colder here in Ohio, like all the time. And like our pipes don't
I don't
fucking.
know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if would they have used different pipes?
Yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe they don't put them as low or something like that. I don't know.
Man, I have no idea. I'm like, so y'all got pipes out of paper. Then I like, what the fuck is going on over there? And then, they got to have their own energy grid. They don't want to be in the, I'm like, well, that's why you fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
I think Texas has great things, but like a lot of the things people enjoy about it, you can also get in Florida. And I'm just like,
That's my thing is I just fucking love Florida so much. But I don't know if like I'm gonna start visiting Texas. Like we're planning on this summer, we're gonna go to Austin and probably like rent a car. Austin's kind of central to all the major cities, so like we can go to Houston one day, go to Dallas one day, go to San Antonio the other, and kind of get a vibe for it. One of the main things is like I really like. I would want to have a professional sports team. I don't. Maybe that's stupid, but like the way Ohio State is in Columbus, it's like they block pretty much every fucking soccer. The soccer in America is garbage, so like that doesn't count. But yeah, so everything's Ohio State, and so it's Austin is the same way.
yeah.
So I don't know if I would like that because I got the University of Texas. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I would like that. I just right now, like I love Miami. I don't know if I would move to Miami exactly, but like I got friends there and shit, so I don't know.
Yeah, Miami's a city that says like a lot going on. Austin when I went there, it reminds me a lot of Columbus. And that's basically even on the back of a lot of the companies and jobs moving there, that's basically what it is. It's like just becoming because Austin, as much as people is not really I don't feel an actual representation of the state of Texas. It's like its own little world because like most of Texas is Texas-y, right? But Austin just feels, Austin feels like another major, like a Miami, like it's like turning into one of those where it's just like, okay.
Interesting. So, where do you have plans for where you want to go in Florida?
We were just looking last week all over. Like I just like I want to live alongside the water, a bit, but we've looked on both sides. So, the Boca Raton side and St. Pete's and stuff. So, not yet, but we've just been looking at places, and, I think fall will be a
good time to dip.
Yeah, time. Yeah. We there was a house that we saw that was like perfect last year.
Can I ask what price are you guys looking at?
So that's the thing that we want to play with, because we're not like married yet on an actual place. It's like, hey, well, do we want to just like go somewhere and actually buy a house, or do we want to go somewhere and rent a place, just be in the state for a year, and we can figure out and get a vibe for Florida, the area, and then say, okay, here, we're going to move over here, or we're going to stay here and actually buy or build a house.
That's probably smart.
So that's what I think we're probably going to lean on, just because, like I said, I love Florida, I visit, but it's like, when you're going to go live there, that's, that's different considerations.
I was going to say, that's my plan, because like I'm on this house, like I'm netting.
Right.
So I could leave now and be chilling. And then I could just use whatever income I have to, rent another place, and I'd go with my girl, and so we'd split it. I mean, it'd be light work.
Right.
So that's kind of that's our approach as well. Like, we both want to get out of here, and so that it's cool that we're on the same page with that. And so we're probably a year or two away from never seeing snow again.
Yeah, that's my hope too. Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, that's my hope too. We have, and our technically our lease is up here in October.
You guys are running there? I thought you owned that place.
No, because we knew we were moving. So we actually had a much bigger place, too big, in Powell, and it was way too big. Literally, like, part of the house was just empty.
I heard that.
And when we decided we wanted to move, yeah, exactly. Right. We were supposed to move like a year before that. And so then, but that didn't happen. She wanted to teach another year dance. She got pregnant, all this stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool, one more year. So when we did that, I was like, but we're going to go to a much smaller place, because like I said, I think because of family and stuff here, and her family's close in Indiana, I was like, I will always have a place here. So I was like, we just need a small place to come back to if we were like to come back up or visit. Cause I don't want to like come up and like stay at one of our parents' house like that, especially if I have like a family. Whether we keep this specific one, it's small enough and fine and stuff that we could easily.
Honestly, it looks kind of like, just from what I'm seeing in behind you, it looks a little bit like your house that you grew up in.
It's smaller than the house I grew up in.
Okay.
And this is a 3-bedroom. The master's fine. The two are kind of small. There's a small basement.
Okay.
Like, it's definitely like, and we chose that on purpose. We wanted like a small place where we could just like come back and have a space.
Yeah.
But it is nice. I personally wouldn't buy this house.
Wouldn't buy it, you said?
Yeah, just because like if I was gonna live, I would have a much bigger place. But like again, we got this place knowing that like, hey, this is not where we're trying to stay. We just need a pad. So, yeah, I think the goal is to probably renew this lease. I mean, unless we just find, I don't want to move again. I don't want to move twice. So I'll probably just like renew this for a year. I may even negotiate just like 6 months or something while we go move to a place in Florida, get settled there, and then we can decide if we want to keep this place or what we're doing. But
so you have like a lease to own agreement? Is that?
No, it's just,
or you would just negotiate that.
Okay. Rent lease.
But
we've been good tenants for him. I don't think nobody wants to go look for a new one. So I think, when it comes back, I'm like, hey, here's 6 months. Let me figure out And I don't think he'll be mad.
Yeah, for sure. That's what's up, dude.
Yeah. So I mean, Miami was cool too. I think Miami's a little expensive. Actually, I know just from
it is. It's 100%. That's the only reason I'm not there right now is because it's not. The market's gonna fucking crash. Like we pumping money like it's our job, and inflation only went up 2%. The fuck are we doing? What are we talking about? You know what I mean, like housing prices are going to smash soon.
Dude, there's still like in Florida though, we were like, there's still like great markets.
That's what I'm saying. Outside of Miami, you can find good deals.
Like we'll look at one place, I'm like,
that place to what I paid for this place.
Yeah, dude. Like even
200, 250.
Even the rents where I'm like, that place like is way better than this place. And it's like the same. But then like you go to like Miami and it's like, oh yeah, that'll be an extra 2,500 and here's this cardboard box because you're in Miami.
Here's this cardboard box.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So do you don't have, what about hurricanes? Is that a concern for you guys at all?
My wife cares more about it than I do. I'm like, look, I've always heard that forever, and like, ain't nobody fucking blown away yet. Everybody,
they still going down there in droves.
Yeah, that's what, like everyone's moving down there, and like I know people that have property down there, and it's just like, oh, the storms coming, and they're just cool, like.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm the same way. Like, she's a little bit iffy. She's not anywhere. She's not concerned. I wouldn't say.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, she's like, what about hurricanes? I'm like,
I think that's just a Midwestern thing that we were told, because literally I know people that like in the last one that they had, we had clients, they didn't even evacuate. They were like, oh yeah, this, we're just going to stay.
Yeah. So, I mean, like play on them sticks for 24 hours, cuz.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not too worried about it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's one thing that I've heard, and it's not a problem necessarily. It's just another expense. Is that I know that there's insurance, hurricane insurance or something like that down there for when you like buy a house, and so that's something that I don't know how much it is. Like I'm guessing probably like $200-$300 more.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine it being crazy.
But like
offset that with your state income tax and your
exactly. Yeah. And that's so, the more that I think about it, the more I think, and like I've never been to Texas, so I'm gonna just give it its fair due. But once we go down there, take a look, I have a feeling I'm not gonna be that cool with Austin. I think that Houston I might like, but like if I'm gonna go to Houston, might as well go to Florida.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Dude, and I remember I went to an event in Austin and it was kind of fun, and I was like, it's fucking cold. This is like in Ohio.
Really?
Yeah, it was like it was really windy and stuff. And I mean, like,
in December or when?
No, it was like
in a time that normally you would think it would be warm.
Not like I wasn't expecting to be crazy warm, but like it'll get down to like 30, 40s there, like in the fall. Like when I was like, okay, well, over a couple states in Florida, it's like 70, like all throughout winter, and like it's like 40 here in Austin right now, or like 34 with like some rain. And I'm like, if I'm gonna move, I'm trying to like not experience that. Like so yeah, I'm not gonna see snow, but I also like that's almost worse where it's like 30, 40 and there's not even snow. Like that's like, nah, I'm cool on that.
Well, I here's my thing, and again, I'm dead serious. When the fucking snowstorm hit Texas, I'm like, oh, I don't think this is gonna work. Because if it below 60 degrees, it's a different, my world is closing in. Like right. It's like I go outside and 59 degrees hits me and I'm like, God damn. 60 though, it's like,
right.
God, yes. Let me go fucking.
And that's the difference, because there's a different 60 degrees. Like I've been in Florida, like in the actual winter months where it's like even maybe 60, but that Florida sun hits you and it don't feel like the same 60 where like, again, in Texas, it was kind of like, okay, well, It is, but it's like an Ohio, where it's like, where it's
Cloudy
like,
and shit.
yeah, exactly. It's not like, I can't,
Yeah.
So,
Well, sounds like I'll just be on your tail. And
hey, yeah, and that would be easier because, like I said, if we get a place that you can come hang out and we can, you
oh
get
yeah,
for the other areas,
that would be tight. Yeah, for sure. Because that would be good. Because like I know Fort Lauderdale and I know Miami. I
Yep.
don't know nobody. I don't know no place else. Um,
Yeah.
so like, because I got friends that are in Miami, and they're the family of my friends. They live in Fort Lauderdale. So like I've went and seen them a little bit. And so like, shit, I just thinking about moving down there is like I'm getting antsy.
I know, dude. I'm thinking like areas I want to check out is like Tampa is another great place, kind of like Austin.
Yep.
Has like great market.
Yep.
But
And
Clearwater.
we can just go. We can coast off with Tom Brady winning a couple more chips.
Right. Well, and that's the
I'm
thing,
the
right?
biggest
So it's like
Buccaneers
big
fan.
city. You got a big sports team there. You got a pro
Yep.
team there. They got the Tampa Bay Rays too. Easy to fly in out. That's my other thing about.
Yes.
I want to be able to like get in and out.
Yep. I gotta be near an airport.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be somewhere I'm like, oh, you're going to the, so and so. Like Sarasota is nice. They have their own airport and it's pretty decent, but like you probably pay like an extra.
Probably more expensive, right?
Yeah, so you probably pay an extra 180 on a ticket. But it's close enough to Tampa where hop in the car 45, 50 minutes, just go to Tampa and hop there for like $40. Like that's what I'm like. The fact that I could get in and out and like literally like most places will fly direct to Florida, like places like Miami or something like that. So it's like,
yeah, I gotta talk to my friends too, because they're a couple and they both work for themselves, like they own their own business. But they were talking to me. They're trying. Last time I was there, when I was there over New Year's, which was, oh my god, amazing. They were saying how, sorry, my board is messed up. They were saying how they're trying to move to like somewhere up north in Florida, and I was telling them like, look, keep me in the loop, because my school, I work for a charter school, and their headquarters is in somewhere in Florida. I think Orlando, maybe, something like that. It's called Imagine Schools, and so their headquarters is down there, and so like they've got a ton of schools in all across Florida, so like that could be a relatively smooth transfer for me.
There's some nice places around Orlando too. Some real, it's a good market too. The only knock I give it, and we may even find some place there, because like I said, there's some really nice houses in market. It's just like it's inland, right? So there's no water, but it's like you can hop in the car and go to the beach if you wanted to.
Yeah. That's another thing too, is I want to be, if I'm not like 10 minutes from the beach, I'm trying to be like have a pool or something like that.
And that's what they have. Like that's the other thing I like about Florida is like a pool is standard. Like, I mean, like, you in the hood and everybody got a pool, and like
everybody got a pool, and exactly.
Or like they have like these little like communities too that we've seen a lot, where it's like these nice houses and then there's like big community pools, like, because like you can't be in Florida and not have a fucking pool. Like,
exactly. What are you gonna do? Just walk around,
right?
You gotta get that skin all fucking leathery and crisped up.
Right. Yeah, so I'm kind of excited to do that, because like I said, and it's funny. It's always funny, my mom's always like, I've told everybody this for years. If it was up to me, like I said, I'd be going on my second year living in Florida, but we got married and she wanted to teach dance. So I'm like, okay, 1 year. And then she really I'm like, okay, one more.
Okay, 1 year. All right, one more.
And then the pandemic, and so it's like, all right, but like I've been trying to go, but our parents are like, you still doing that Florida thing? Like, oh, you're gonna move? Like, motherfuckers, yes,
motherfuckers.
Like,
yeah, I told my mom 2 months ago or something like that, a month or two ago, that I'm like, we ain't cool anymore. I got nothing. The only thing keeping me here was y'all, and y'all don't like me no more. So bye, I'm out. And I was like, I didn't say all that.
Right.
But I was like, and I'm obviously joking. They fucking love me still. But I was like, yeah, I'm looking at Texas or Florida. Because one, need that no state income tax. Two, I need nice weather.
Right.
And I can't do this anymore.
Dude, I am a better human being when
for the last, since it's been cold, so that's below 60 degrees. So that's like a long time. Now, like the last couple of weeks have been nice, but it's sort of like a tease. It's like 59.
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm at like 80%.
Right.
But during the summertime, I'll work out twice a day, get all my stocks knocked out, investments, do all my research, get my realtor shit all in a day. Like I'm just cooking. I'll work out twice, and then I'll be like, should I work out again? You know what I mean? Like when it's hot out, I'm just a different breed.
Right. Yeah, dude.
You know, I already am, but like I'm even more.
Right. And dude, that's my thing. Like I'm huge on like environment, like just like your workspace and where you live. And so like, and there's actually someone told me once, I can't remember all of the like science, because like something about how like our body's mostly water and all this stuff. There's something that happens to us actually physically, like we feel more centered and calm, like when we're near water and stuff too, which is why so many people are attracted and like the beach and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like to look out. I feel like I could breathe, like I get more done, I close more deep. Like how can you look out and not like you look out here, you like see some like barren dumbass trees and like some like
a neighborhood.
Yeah, it's just like fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel that.
And it's funny though, because like it's funny. I always think it's funny that people cast stones, you know, and like it's a little one. Like it's not like, you know, one's over overtly your family and stuff. It's all these little comments, but it's just like,
yeah,
okay, you chose to live here, motherfucker. Like, first of all, you ain't living with your mama and daddy. Like,
you living with your mama and daddy.
You left. You know what I'm saying?
So you had the choice.
Then your dumb ass picked here. Like, you mad at me because I'm trying to go get something. What you pick here for?
What you mad at me for? I'm picking down here.
Here's my thing. I told my wife.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
I'm like, we could hate it, right? I could literally go, which is partially too why I'm not like trying to rush and buy a house. Like, we could go down there and be like, for us, and we want to go somewhere else. Yeah. But I'm like, we live once. Why am I just gonna sit here and be like, well, this is where my family started, so I'm just gonna sit here all my life? Like, I wanna go.
No way. And I think that's like whatever that saying is that Mark Twain, I think it was, about traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Like traveling, I didn't see the ocean until I was like 22, 23. Right. And it was just like, I was like, oh, this is also the world.
Right.
It's not cold and dreary and miserable for 6 months out of the year. Some other places. Oh, perfect. I'm going
right.
There. And like, it wasn't even like it's of course I'm going to live there. Right. I thought about moving to Hawaii for a grip, but that's just like too far away.
Yeah, that's the other thing that I like about, and even Texas, because it's only CST. Even because that's even what turns me away. There's other reasons that turn me away from California, but like turn me from like okay, I've been on a cycle for all my life. I don't want to like flip like in Hawaii with complete like you're gonna be like 6 hours behind.
When I went to Hawaii, the Heat were in the finals with LeBron.
You're up at like
I was watching the games at like 2:00 in the afternoon. It was like 2 o'clock, and the games were on, and right. I was like, oh, I don't think this will work. Because like, what am I gonna do? I would like in Florida at night, you know, I'm gonna go out and do my, you know, watch the game, have some dinner, chill with some friends, whatever.
Right.
Whereas like there, it's like I'm laying in my hotel bed watching a basketball game when I could be on the beach.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Right now, enjoying like the most beautiful part of the day.
It's also because I just had I had a client that he moved his family there. They lived in Florida, in Tampa, sold their house, moved, and they're already coming back to Tampa and building a new house, or to Florida and building a new house. They're like, it's not there. It's Hawaii's super, like, obviously the people who live there are the locals, right? So even though you're in the United States, it's like you almost feel like you're not, because it's just the locals there. It's like 99.99999% like like visitors,
Tourists.
like like tourists, and it's just like, and everything's so expensive there because of it. Like,
everything's imported.
Right, like get some milk, it's $5.38. Like,
not even for a gallon. I couldn't find a gallon of milk.
Exactly.
It was like the almond milk. I think it's like a quart or whatever,
right?
2 quarts or something like that. That's all you get, and it might have been smaller than that, and it was $9.
Like, nah, I can't.
I was like,
I can't do that. Like, I can't. Even though you said
I'll just do water in my cereal.
Right. Yeah, it's beautiful. But that's my thing. I'm just like, I just want, and that's one of the things that I like about Florida. It's like, okay, cool. I can go experience and have that same feeling, all the things I enjoy, and not like flip my world upside down and like, so yeah, that I don't know, like, and to me, I just want to go try it. Like, so to me, you only, I don't understand people who talk about all the things that would be nice, or I'd want to like, I can't, like, but you never done, you didn't go do it. You don't try anything.
Yep.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, I really do. And like a lot of my life has been that sort of stuff where it's like, and like most of it was we didn't vacation. We didn't have money for that. So like that wasn't
right.
It wasn't like we got, there was I know most families have like a yearly trip that they like go there to this place or whatever. Whereas like that we go to the couch.
Right.
And so yeah, I mean, it was just like, so this is great, and I love this. Like, I love the connection that we had as a family and how tight we were. But like, that's not all there is. Like I want to try other things. I want to go to different places. I want different weather. Like, I have things that I want, that I care about, that I'm interested in.
And you know what I love about,
and it wasn't even like, I haven't even bent myself over backwards. Like, in the fact of the matter is, like, yeah, I work hard, and I feel like to some people I probably, like, it seems like I'm just always going on something.
Right.
But for me, I don't feel like I'm not even close to my like peak yet.
Right.
I'm not at max capacity. And so like I'm just sort of like, I'm in the early stages building stuff up from the bottom, and trying to piece it together. And like, I've got investments, I've got this house that is making me money. Like I was thinking about, there's a Russ song where he says something about he's mastered 4 careers.
Oh yeah.
I forget the line.
I forget it too. I just recently listened to that song. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm looking it up. I don't care.
Yeah.
Everybody
That's actually a good song too. I like him a lot. He's funny.
Mastered 4 careers, Russ. God damn it. Son, I got 1 career, dog. I mastered 4.
Yeah.
Dog, I mastered 4, Russ. Not a fucking stuffed dog. Google, come on. Oh yeah, it's on one of these news. It's he goes, I don't got 1 career, dog, I mastered 4. Yeah, there we go. What's the song? Oh, Stockholm Syndrome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say, what was it on? Yeah, I was just looking for. Yes, that little clip. Yes.
So he said, I don't got 1 career, dog, I mastered 4.
Right.
But I'm not done yet. The critical thought is industry, blah blah blah, whatever. but that's kind of, I feel like that right now, where it's like, you know, I've wanted to do a podcast for a long ass time, and wanted to do it with somebody, and like was sort of reaching out periodically to different people, and was kind of getting like, nah, nah, nah. And so, you know, got to the point where I was like, you know, let me really pursue this, and like set up a plan and think it through, and you know, really have a trajectory that I want for it, and then I'm gonna start, you know, pitching it more or less to people. And so that was when I talked to you. But that, and you know, like, this shit isn't popping off by any means, but like, I don't care. It's not about that. Like, it's a, you know, the amount of things that I've learned just from talking to you over 12 out of 13 episodes, like, that's invaluable for me. Like, I'm thankful for that. So like, it's already worth it for me. For what, you know, an hour or two? Are you kidding?
Yeah, dude, it's something that I think we should highlight there is like, and that's part of like what I want to move. It's like, people aren't happy with their lives or what's coming to their lives or the output coming out of their lives, but people don't do enough things that just make them happy. Like I said, like, who cares what happens with the podcast? It's just like, it makes you happy. You know, it's like, it's like, and like the more it's like, I don't like, well, what's your plan when you're not gonna have it? It's like, I don't know, but like, being in Florida, even if it's just for a year, would make me happy. So I'm gonna go, you know, like, just go experience and do those things. And like you said, the ROI on it's gonna be like it's huge.
I mean, there's no way that I'm, whether it be Texas or Florida,
right,
wherever I go, like, I know, because this podcast will continue. Like, we're set up where we can do it remotely, and it's, I think it's hot. I mean, like, do I think it would be better in person? Yes, but like, that time will come. Like, I'm not in a rush for that to happen. So the podcast is hot. My realtor business is getting hot. Like, I'm starting to, you know, gain more clients, and I've, you know, this GameStop shit has given me like 10 new people that have money to buy a crib.
Right.
So like, you know, that's going to be coming. Then I've got, you know, I'm a teacher, which that's even, I mean, like, that's my main time consumption, but it's not
but it fills you up.
It's not a job.
Right.
I literally am hyped every Monday to get up and go and hang out with my kids and teach them. Like, on Friday, yesterday, we spent an hour talking about how stocks work. You know what I mean? Like, and they were locked in, bro. Like, they've never been more locked in. And they were like, wow, Mr. Heckman, we talked for like 20 minutes, huh? And I was like, nah, it was an hour. And they were like, what? An hour? And I'm like, yeah, that's what happens when you are learning about something that you're really interested in and can help you, you know. And, you know, most of my kids they ain't got money.
Right.
You know, a couple of them were like, yeah, I have like $200. I'm like, bet. Big bet.
Right.
Put that to work. And so, you know, it's just like trying to encourage them down that path of like, and I told them, if someone I wish someone taught me this when I was your guys' age. If I had somebody that taught me how this worked, I wouldn't have spent money on half the shit I spent money on. Probably 3/4 of the shit I spent money on. It would have been, I would have been a millionaire, had my shit straight, and like, wouldn't have even mattered. But no, I mean, like, it is what it is.
Right.
That's fine. So, but that's the thing is like, and I've talked about this before, but like, that's the thing I wanted to pass on. And so it was cool to see how excited and locked in they were to hear about that, you know. And I don't know if it's just, you know, it probably connects because, you know, and I was talking to my girl about this, and she said something like, you know, they're in 4th grade, they're 10. What the hell do they care? And I'm like, well, if you told me this shit when I was 10, I would have been like, sign me up. Like,
right.
give me anything that I'll take any of that just to get a little something. And yeah, so like I was telling them that, that's, and I walk through what a share is and what that means and how it's like kind of a little piece of a company and you own that, and it can grow over time, it can decrease over time, and so you have to be really smart about like what companies you invest in and that sort of thing. And so anyway, that's my third thing, and that's all just love and passion and joy. Like I get nothing but joy from that.
Right.
And then the last thing is just like investing. Investing, and that's sort of like, it's almost for fun. You know what I mean? Like I could run with the three, but like might as well.
Right.
And my investing has a lot. I basically, instead of working and that's another thing that blows my mind. Like there's so many people that will just get a second job. And I'm like, and I guess I technically have a second job. It was the realtor business, but like it's not bringing me money hand over fist.
Right.
And I guess it could, but like the amount of time that it would take for me to set that up to the point where I would have to spend 80 hours a week on it, and I just am not doing that.
Right. Yeah, you, like I said, you found things that just fill you up, and it like that's the way it should be. Like I said, it doesn't really matter what it is. Like there's
so many people go throughout their life and they never find that, or they don't. Even worse, they don't even look for it.
Yeah, I would say I think most people know it, right? But they just get so caught up in the daily stuff. Actually, I did a Facebook Live. I thought it was pretty good. I had some people tell me it was pretty good too. I dropped gems in that Facebook Live.
Missed it. I'm kind of sorry.
People's head.
I saw you promoting it and all this, and I just like never. I don't know what I was probably doing something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I like pushed it. No. So you're probably talking about, I have something today, but I did a Facebook Live just yesterday, just on Facebook, just live.
Oh. I thought you meant the thing that's today.
Yeah, no. And I dropped gems, but like part of it was like I was talking about like how like most people, because it's like I talk about like the guru and these 4 students, and I'm like, the first student represents like most people who just like they kill the aha, right, the seed, just because of own self-doubt, right? And I think like that's how like it's like, oh, I could never, like, oh, that'd be cool, but I could never, like because my job is, it's like, so it's over right then. And so like you're wondering why you're not happy with your life. It's like, what, like I will, like whatever needs, they said, like I'll go here, like, oh, let me just do a podcast. That people always say that, oh, that'd be so much, I've always wanted to do a podcast. Why didn't you do it?
What the hell is stopping it? Yeah, exactly.
Right, like do something that fills you up, bro. Like I don't know. Like it's sad to see people live that way. It's like,
yeah. Well, and like I think I hope for more people than not that the pandemic was like an eye-opening time to be like, oh shit, nobody's got my back but me. So like, I better do what I love, or I'm gonna kill myself, basically. Or you're just gonna live a life you might as well kill yourself.
Right. I think, dude, it seems like the only thing that most people figured out is like, oh, let's rely more on the government. Like I've never seen more people think that they're like the government is coming to save them in my life.
Really, you think? Damn.
I mean, I know obviously, like we talked about before, I know there are people who did.
It's just interesting to have, because I feel like nah, you're probably right. Now that I think about it, more people are just like, let me get that stimmy.
Right, yeah. Like
what? 1,400 ain't doing shit for you, bro.
Bro, the tweet of that dude had me weak when he was like 14.
About telling his wife that
No, that one was hilarious too.
Oh,
that one had me weak. He was like, no, that was hilarious. But the dude that was like, nah, take 1,400 out my account because I like.
Oh my god, yeah, because I like getting it out the mud.
I'm like,
I like getting it out the mud. Take it from me.
What?
Clearly, you have never got it out the mud.
Right. I'm like, you are an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Oh my God. Those are, you
That's
always
such a, oh my God, I think I got physically angry when I read that tweet. Because I know, like in high school, there was probably like 10 different dudes that would say shit like that. Like now would say that, and I'd be like, you absolute ding.
Oh my God.
You're
Twitter's
so
my
dumb.
favorite app, bro, because
It
people
is. It's so good.
that should be having me so weak every day.
I know.
Oh my God. I literally sit at
So
night,
weak
like I'm going to bed and just scroll, and I'll just be laughing like, bro.
Yes.
The dude that said about his wife, though, and he was like, yeah, I told her we don't make enough. And so now he gets to go back to her friend.
We make too much to qualify, so we didn't get it.
$1,400 to bet on the sports game, bro. I was,
Yes.
oh man.
That is so funny.
Yeah,
That
people
is
are.
That's another thing too. And like this is sort of a stupid thing. This could be like my fifth income thing, or it could be what makes me lose all my money. But going to Florida, I want to be able to bet on fucking sports.
Yeah.
Like I want to bet on the spreads of shit, because there's so many times where I see a spread and I'm like, oh yeah, you know what are they thinking?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because especially with football, because like I know the game really well, and so like, you know, like if if the Chiefs are up, got like, you know, they're playing like the Browns, and they've got like a -9, it's like the Browns are kind of nice.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like so I would bet I'd bet the under on that, and like, and you know, whatever, I could make off $100, I could make 1,000.
Right, exactly.
Like that shit.
Yeah, that's true. That could be a whole little like side hustle, like that you just like do like that. That is true.
And you know, I'm gonna lose money for sure on that stuff, because like you always do. But yeah.
But like you said, that's the nature of investing, right? You should be putting in only when you put it there. You're basically saying that, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. As I know you do understand, it's like whenever you invest in something, you're basically saying, "I already lost it." Like,
yeah.
It's like it
if
was
I lost it, it wouldn't affect me at all.
Right. Like it's crazy that VCs like that invest in companies and stuff, like even the big ones who have like super proper and like have like the proper investments that they made, they always talk about like the however much other ones that they've invested that literally just like completely failed, and like that's part of it. Like even on like Shark Tank and stuff, like yeah, they, you know, you question and stuff, but like as soon as they give that money, they basically just say it's in the trash and I'm not expecting any return from it, and it's gone.
And
like,
so if it returns, then you're like,
right, it's like, oh cool, right, exactly. Which is just how you got to play the game, right? You can only put it out there and just like, oh, how could you? It's like, I forgot all about that money. Basically, it's gone. It doesn't exist to me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh damn, I'm wrong. I just looked it up. Sports betting is not legal in Florida. I thought it was. Well, it's not legal in Texas either. So
I would say I know. I would say I thought most of them were in
Vegas, Michigan, Pennsylvania, maybe.
I thought it was like like something like something over there. Like, yeah, some of those states like up in the, what do they call it? Not the Midwest, the
In England.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like that area. I thought there was like a couple up there that you could. But I knew Vegas, obviously.
Yeah, that was another one. My uncle lives in Vegas, but like, I just, it's so far away from everything. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
benefits wise, it has the same as like Texas and Austin and stuff. Like you said, it's just, to me, it's, first of all, Vegas.
The Raiders going there is kind of dope, though. That's kind of dope.
What's going there? Oh yeah, the Raiders. Yeah. I think it could turn into more, especially with like the Raiders, and there are a lot of people. Like, it's just like, to me, it's its own little like people go in there and they are on one. Like, I don't know if I would want to live there.
They are on one. They really are.
Good Lord,
everybody there on one.
Right, dude. That's the other thing I was about to say when we were talking about like, bro, everybody's sexier. Like, and obviously I'm married. Yes. It just makes me so much happier because like what do they call it? What's this? Like it's like cuffing season and like whatever.
Yeah,
wherever,
cuffing
like,
season, and I don't
like
know.
puts on hoodies and like gains weight and like lets himself go and shit. Like there ain't none of that in Fort. Like it's still 70 degrees.
It was so funny, bro. That week that during New Year's when we were out in Miami, like we would just walk around and be like, God damn, she got fat ass. and like that dude, like he is a stud.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm like, and it just makes me want to be like better because I'm like everybody like you got to be on one out here. Like
and like I got my shit on lock. Like my fashion is out of control. I got the look. I got the body. I got it all. I got the, I got it all.
Yeah, that's what makes me. I'm just like, yeah, like I don't know. It makes sense, right? But it's just like it's like it kind of has that same effect when they say like, the closest people to you are ready to pull you up, pull you down, whatever. Like if you're around super successful people, like you're just like, damn, like I gotta be, like it keeps you on once, like when like everybody's out there and working out and like, it's like I want to be on my shit too. Like, damn, we all out here looking good.
Yeah. That's been, that's another benefit of the podcast too. Doing this with you, it's like it's like a weekly motivation for me to keep pushing and tighten up my shit and make sure that I'm paying attention and all that. So it's just doing what you love. It seems cliche to say, but like it truly just makes everything around you better.
Yeah.
You're more locked in, you're more open to things, you're more open to new ideas and better ideas, you're more attentive to like things that are messed up.
Yep.
And like you're just when you do what you love, you're unstoppable.
I agree. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's so true.
All right, brother.
All right.
I am starving. So I think I'm gonna call it quits if you're cool with that.
Yeah, I'm down. I thought it was a good chat.
All right.
I gotta piss like a racehorse anyway. For
sure. And so keep me updated on your Florida plans.
Yeah, I definitely will. Like I said, I actually plan to when the thing I got to go to is in Clearwater, and then it's only for a couple of days. But I told my mom, I was like, I think we may stay. Clearwater's like on top of Sarasota, so I was like, we may go down to like Sarasota, St. Pete's area, stay that week, and then we may go down to Orlando for a couple of weeks. But I'm like, that'll be like 3 weeks, and maybe we just kind of explore a couple different areas and. Yeah. Because like it's one thing to look at a house, but I also got to feel like the area, do I want to like really live here? So yeah, I'll keep you updated.
All right, bro.
All right.
Sounds good. Appreciate you. Peace.